Okay, thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Trista, and we are just gonna jump right in. We are walking through the book of First John, and let me tell you, it's getting good. Okay, so we are on verse 3 and 4, and let me just tell you, this is like my favorite part of this whole chapter. Actually, no, that's just the beginning of it. But anyway, we are going through verses 3 and 4. Let's jump right into it. So 3 and 4 says this in 1 John. That which we have seen and heard, we proclaim also to you, so that you too may have fellowship with us. And indeed, our fellowship is with the Father and with his Son, Jesus Christ. And we are writing these things so that our joy may be complete. I love this, because just like I said in my last video, this whole chapter is really just repeating itself. And this person is saying, listen, I am proclaiming to you that we have actually seen, we have heard, we have touched, we have sat under Jesus' teaching, and we know about Jesus, okay? And we have seen it for ourselves. The word that God has been talking about is made manifested in Jesus, okay? So the fellowship that this person is talking about in verse 3 is again still talking about that fellowship that I mentioned in my last video in John 17 verses 21. Let's go to it. Let's go and let's talk about it really quick in John. So like I said, Jesus in this passage is praying to the Father about the disciples and people that have heard him. Okay, and this is what it says in verse 21, that they may all be one, just as you, Father, are in me and I in you, that they also may be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. Like I said, that whole chapter is talking about the fellowship that is between the Father and the Son, and Jesus is inviting us to have that same fellowship as he has that same fellowship with the Father. And so this verse is saying that same exact thing. Like, because we have seen and touched and heard with our eyes and with our ears, with our hands about Jesus, I'm proclaiming to you that you can have that same fellowship that Jesus was talking about in John chapter 17 verse 21. You can have that too. And so David Cusack actually talks about this invitation to fellowship, and fellowship being a Greek word called, I hope I don't butcher the word, but please forgive me if I do butcher it, koinonia, which is Greek for, I've heard it as friendship, but this is more of a common bond between two people. Connecting with people first is often how people come to experience a relationship with God. And so this is like a loving relationship between two people. And so fellowship is that same word as koinonia, as like a friendship or a bond, a common bond between two people. And that is what Jesus is inviting us to have with God. And so that is what this verse is talking about. And then in verse 4, and we are, I don't know if I read verse 4. So let me read the whole thing. So verse 3, that which we have seen and heard, we proclaim also to you, so that you too may have fellowship with us. And indeed, our fellowship is with the Father and with his Son, Jesus Christ. And we are writing these things so that our joy may be complete. The joy is coming from the fellowship that you have with God, right? And we are writing these things so that our joy may be complete. Verse 21. Guys, this is good. And actually also in verse 13, let's go there real quick and let's talk about what he said in verse 13 about the joy, the result of the joy that you will get when having the fellowship. Okay, so verse 13. John chapter 17, verse 13. But now I am coming to you, and these things I speak in the world, that they may have my joy fulfilled in themselves. I love it. I just love it. I love when the scriptures connect and when God is just emphasizing, or the people are just emphasizing. Not only that, around this time, and I don't know if I touched on this, there is a group of people that are coming up and speaking against Christianity. And like I said, this person, along with all the other elders maybe, are talking about, listen, they are just talking about talk service. We have actually heard. Do you hear that whole theme that's down in this whole verses from verses 1 through 4 is actually repeating itself multiple times and letting you know we have definitely seen, we have definitely heard, we have definitely touched. We can proclaim it because we have seen, heard, and touched. Okay, so that is another reason why I am here sharing with you about the scriptures. You don't need the entertainment. You don't need all the hoopla and the splashing and the flipping and all these things in church. All you just need is just the word of God and some commentary to help you kind of dig into some things, you know, and how it's written, the way it's written, why it's written, and things like that. So I hope that this was encouraging to you. Tune into my next video as I talk about verses 5 and 6. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you guys are taking from this, because I'm really enjoying myself and I just love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.